Hello and welcome to episode 103 of the Fools on a Hill podcast. I'm Cal and I'm joined by Yanni and Liam. It's good to be back.
Isn't it
It's
just
good to be home with my boys.
with the boys?
It's been a very long time. How long has it been? 3-4 weeks?
Oh, 6.5 years. At least.
Three, at least a day.
I've had 4 grandchildren, 2 hernias.
In that order.
yeah.
When you say had,
Well, they're like, Russian dolls. Nesting dolls. 3 grandchildren. And
oh,
inside,
okay,
you know?
okay then, yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
What
Good to be back.
have we been doing?
Well, Yanni, lots has happened, which is partly why we haven't recorded for so long. Nice to have a bit of a break, but I feel ready. Liam, we'll start with you
Yeah.
because to be quite honest, this is going to come as a shock to everyone. What's happened in your life?
Me, well, I've had like some pretty good poos lately. That's one thing.
Yeah,
Um,
mad Ozark sessions.
Real good shit. And I got engaged as well. I
Woo!
I did engage. I found a woman and I engaged her physically.
Found a woman.
I skipped past demonstrate value because, well, I think I was just doing it on a daily basis, and then I engaged physically with a ring, my ring, on her finger.
Right around that finger.
Wow. It's a strong finger Lydia has.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Plenty of- Wow, so,
I'll take questions.
yep. How long ago was it now? Days?
It was
Week?
29th of 29th of July. July.
Okay, so whatever that is.
Saturday before last.
11 days. Okay.
Yeah.
You promised us a comprehensive rundown in voice note form
I did.
about the events. Running order. I want that now because
Okay.
Karis has been pestering me. She wants to know.
Karis, good to see you. I'm gonna go dead centre here. So I don't know where to start, guys. Where do I start?
Probably when did
Fucking
you
hell, yeah.
decide that
It's
you
been so long.
wanted to?
I've told the story so many times that I've pushed it to the back of my mind. So a few months ago,
Romantic.
a little while ago, I think it was about February time, something like that. We mentioned it we were talking about it in the office. Someone asked me when I was in work in the office, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got no real plans. We've been together long enough that we've talked about getting married loads of times, but never really, the ball's always been in my court essentially, but there's been no kind of pressure from her side, and I felt no real kind of rush to do it. But
Desire to.
yeah,
That's what
it just didn't feel. It almost. I've said this since that like it kind of feels like we've been together so long that we should just get married. Like it seems so past the point of this, but anyway, I did it.
Just a bit of a late disclaimer, but Lydia, if you're listening, I'd probably turn off basically.
Oh, she knows all this. I've told her, yeah, when I sent her the bill. So around that time we were talking about it, and one thing I said to my workmate was, I think I know where I want to do it and how I want to do it. And so that was around February or March, and that is where I ended up doing it, but we'll get to that in a moment. So between then and July, gradually was thinking about it a little bit more and was like, oh, probably should just do it now. It's about time, 25. I feel like, we don't need to get married right now. But it seems about right. And so at some point I bought a ring, which I can't really, I could check my email, so I'm not going to do it. And it took about a month and a half to arrive or so, something like that. So we date that back to the beginning of June, maybe end of May. I ordered it.
They ship from Poundland.
There was a pound sign, and some numbers after. So it arrived, and I was like, right, okay, it's arrived. I had it for about 2 weeks before I actually proposed, but like the whole how I was going to propose and when, I knew when I was going to do, how I was going to do it. The when was a bit more difficult because of the actual logistics of what I was going to do. So it was kind of a week or so had passed. The ring was hidden up in this cupboard, and Lydia was off school, and she decided we should go on a trip to Paris. So I was like, that's great. And she's like, why don't we invite your mum? You know, and we can have like, you know, go to Disneyland and stuff. My mum's always wanted to go. Be a nice trip. I was like, yeah, that sounds fantastic. So just to get out of the way now, that was completely separate to the engagement. No relation whatsoever. But it did make me think, I've got this ring. I was kind of thinking maybe like this upcoming weekend, or I could do it next weekend. So I was like, well, I'm either going to do it before Paris or after Paris. And to me, the idea of doing it beforehand means, you know, it's an extra special trip for another reason, you know? So that's what I did. So we booked Paris on the Monday, and I very quickly set to work in my head all the plans for doing it on the Saturday. And let me tell you, lads, when you know, eventually come to do it one day, it's such a lonely experience. It's so lonely.
It's where you did it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I made it extra.
What do you mean, like the prep and like
just
because
every
you
every aspect? It was just me thinking about it, and then just sitting with a little private browser open. Do you know what I mean? It's so fucking lonely. And I mean, of course, you can tell people, you can tell your family. I chose to tell no one because I wanted it to just be a complete surprise. But like, it was very much like so many times I just wanted to say to Lydia, "Do you think we should do? Do you think we should do it like this? Or do you think this is a good one? Or would you do this a good time?" Obviously, she was the last person I could speak to. But it was what it was. And then, so it came to the Saturday. And my plan was we were going to the Alwyn Reservoir near Llynbrennig, North
Lovely.
Wales. Beautiful, picturesque.
You know the face of it, mate, aren't you?
Gorgeous. Yeah, go on the Facebook page. I'm there. Somewhere we've walked before, and there's a point along the walk, which is about a 3-hour walk. Okay. So about an hour in, there's a point where you go up the top of this hill and you can see for miles in every direction. And like beautiful hills, you can see the entire lake. Gorgeous. I thought that's where I want to do it. And that's where I thought I wanted to do it back in February. And shortly after we last went, which was January, actually. So yeah, that was the plan. We got there about 9 o'clock in the morning. We left here at like 7. Woke up at like 6:30 here. And I was thinking, I can't be arsed for this. And part of the difficulty was convincing Lydia to get up at 6:30 and go for a 3-hour trek around the lake. You know, it's not an easy ask. And I had to like hope that she was up for that. And also the weather was going to be okay because the weather was shit that week. There were a lot of things that I had to kind of bank on. And thankfully the weather was fine. She's well up for the walk. All was great. One thing she kept going on about beforehand though is you can skip the hill. The one point I wanted to go to, you can skip it. And she was like, we'll just skip it. It's just going to be an easy walk. I don't know if like I can be bothered with the full walk. And I was like, no, we need to go up the... And then she said, no, we'll just skip it. And I was like, no, we'll go up the hill. And that's about a third of the way. And if you're tired, we'll go back that way. And then we've only done 2/3 as opposed to a full journey. And she's like, no. I was like, no, we need to go up the fucking hill. We need to go up the hill to see the cows because there's cows there. And thankfully, when we got there, she was all right. So we got up to the top of the hill with Mango. There was no one else. We'd seen one person on the way around because if you get there early enough, there's no one there. And got to the top of the hill, and I proposed.
Aww.
And I said something really cheesy. Just a single liner, just a one line. You know, I guess some people probably have like speeches. This is the speech, by the way. I guess some people probably have speeches planned, and no, I didn't say that. But I for me, it was more like I've got like a bullet point or two. Do you know what I mean? I want to take
straight
off.
to the point.
Yep. And I wanted to. I basically was like, got to the top, and I was like, it's like we're on top of the world, isn't it? And she was like, didn't give a shit. And I was like, she was looking like the opposite way at the hills, and I was like, no, look this way, look at the lakes. And she was like, oh yeah, it's nice. And I was like, it's like on top of the world. She's like, yeah, it is. And then I was like, and while we're here, got down on my knee and did all that shit. And just said, will you marry me? I didn't say anything else after that. And she was like, are you joking? Are you joking, mate? And started walking off like she thought I was taking the piss. She said afterwards that she thought I was maybe just holding a picture of a ring, taking the piss. Which is the most like bizarre possible thing. But she took the ring off my finger. Fit perfect. Boss. I'd also brought a little bottle of champagne with me, which I'd kept hidden from her. So we had that shortly after. And then we walked a further 2 hours. And
Wow.
fucking knackered by the time we got back to the car. They had no signal the whole way.
We know.
We know.
Yeah.
So our perspective of this story was Liam put in a message in the group chat saying something like, "Oh, before it goes public" or something like that. And then we just radio silence for 2.5 hours. Did not hear a thing.
Yeah.
Me and Yanni,
First half
we've
hour,
had
we
this.
were like, oh, it's I said it's gonna be three things: she's pregnant, they're getting engaged, or it's gonna be something that we don't give a shit about because that has happened
This has happened before. Yeah.
An hour into it, we were like, well, maybe I don't know what could it be? Like, is he just lost his signal? And then I thought maybe he's trying to phone other people, maybe, and telling people things. 2 hours into it, before your message came through, we were like, maybe we should worry that he's not alive. Something's happened to him. And then finally it came through in the picture.
From my
It did.
experience, from my perspective, I almost immediately afterwards, Lydia tried to call her sister, and at the same time, I text you that message, and immediately I wanted it to come through separately because you know, a nice
Yeah.
little step as opposed to it just being a caption under the picture. And I sent it immediately after. So they were sent at the same time. And yeah, I got Yanni's response of like those two eye emojis back, but the picture still didn't send, and then I didn't get anything else for 2.5 hours. Lydia called Molly and went like this, and then it froze, and then she didn't speak to her for another like hour or anyone. Literally the whole way was just like, I've got no signal. There's no signal. She wants to tell everyone, blah blah blah. But I kind of wanted that, if I'm honest. It was nice just to kind of do it with no one around and just be us and enjoy it ourselves for a bit. Mango's barking at us. She's like, why are we stopping? Can we just carry on walking? But yeah, it was pleasant.
Oh, very nice. Very, very proud of you and excited for you.
Thank you. It went very well. I was surprised at kind of how easy it was in the end, really. I couldn't be
How much
doing
was
with
your
like
ass
all.
quivering?
It wasn't. It really wasn't, if I'm being honest. It was. I was kind of just like slight butterflies, I suppose. Like a little bbit kind of apprehensive, but wasn't really that nervous until we were like walking up this hill towards the top, and then I started. But then once I got to the top, I was like, I'm just gonna have to do it. So here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty alright.
Lovely stuff.
Pretty alright.
Lovely stuff.
Congrats.
Very good.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me talk for the last. It's 13 minutes around now.
Whoa.
So if you're still here, we are going to talk about music at some point. But before,
Bring on the stag.
we've got more.
Yeah.
We have got more news or more life changes. Davies.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Karis have finally moved into our own home. Feels like it's been fucking ages in the making. Just seems, Liam, I'm sure you know, nothing happens until everything happens. They gave us an email, said, yeah, we're looking to complete in 2 days. And then literally everything just happened. There was about 40 emails a day. We're finally in. It's still very messy, but it's livable. Yeah, it's nice. We've done quite a lot of painting. So it's just nice to be in. No more renting.
Nice.
Yeah. Got a nice little kitchen. Got a little peninsula in the kitchen, which is nice. Been having
Ooh.
our tea there. I know. So living the dream. Got a American fridge. Fucking great times, mate. Great
Good
times.
stuff, mate. How
Yeah.
So how long was the journey for you roughly?
I think we got our mortgage in principle like April time. So overall, it's not too bad. It was about 4.5 months, but it just feels like.
So when did you Is that when you put the offer in about the same time?
Well, we got the mortgage in principle on the Wednesday, I think, and then we had our offer accepted on this house the following Monday, I believe.
Nice.
So the initial part was really quick, but then it just, it's the way it goes, isn't it? But worth it in the end. Yeah.
Very good. Mate.
Luckily, we haven't got a lot to do. Need to get a new carpet in what will be the office and do some more painting. But other than that, little leak in the conservatory. But
Will be lovely in a nice stew, that mate. Don't let it go to waste.
Yeah, exactly. It's so hot in here already, so. But worth it, and I'm happy. So yeah,
You tell your face.
nice that. Yeah, well, I'm hot and I'm tired, but it's just I'm in the kitchen currently. I've got a little temporary setup, so once everything's set up properly and it's how we want it, then
Everything in
it'll be
its right
better.
place.
Correct. Yanni came around and helped me build some wardrobes, and by help me, I mean built
Did
my
everything.
wardrobes.
Yep.
In my defense, I did feel horrific that day, but I was no help whatsoever.
Nope.
So that was very, very nice of Yanni.
On bedside tables. Don't forget.
Well, Karis did one.
Yeah. She was more
Yeah.
helpful than you.
Absolutely, but
You
comes with the
couldn't even
perks
screw
of-
something in. That was my biggest takeaway. You
No, there
couldn't
was-
screw something in.
No, I couldn't get the angle. That's why I could screw it in, but I just had no willpower because I had such a headache. But I've since done I've done a tall boy for the bathroom, so I can build. I just chose not to that
Yeah.
day. Yeah. So nothing more to build now, I don't think. Coffee table when we buy that eventually, but
Or if you-
she had to manage that. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's me. There's been no other life changes.
I think you're forgetting something major. What's that on your lip?
I
Oh,
literally
yeah.
saw that.
Yeah, I'm trying, so I can't grow it
It's
anywhere else.
visible
So.
now, Carl. I can see
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I know. This is probably about 2 weeks. It looks better when my hair's down, and it's made me like photos of myself, which is
Ah,
you know,
nice.
nice little insight to my
Bless you.
mental health. But no, we went out on Saturday, didn't we, Yanni?
We did?
Had a good time. Liam was invited. Was never going to come, but we tried.
I guess I misunderstood what you were doing. I wasn't going to come
Oh,
up
yeah.
for night out.
Yeah, fair enough. To be fair, I didn't think it would have been as heavy as it was.
Yeah.
I saw George in work yesterday, and he said he didn't leave yours till like 4 the next day.
Yeah, he didn't wake up until about 1:30. I watched Submarine while he was snoring away.
That's quite the somber film to watch when you're hungover.
Yeah, I mean, The Hangover there's remnants of it still.
Wow,
Yeah.
Rough.
that shows.
I
how
mean, I
old we
came
are.
round to Liam's the day after I dropped George off at the station, and it got to like 7:30, and all I was doing was just lying on his sofa, like hugging a
Yeah,
cushion. I was
sleeping.
like, I am boring. I need to move. I need to get out of here because I'm no help to anyone here.
Yeah, fully
Yeah,
tipping on the
but-
couch.
Anything happened in your life, Yanni?
No, nothing
Brilliant.
at all. I am looking at if I'm really forcing the conversation here, I'm looking at getting an old school video camera, watching a couple of people on YouTube, and they use that for like their vlogging, and it's just I just like it. And you see it in music videos now, don't you, where it's more used for stuff, and it just looks cool.
Like a proper early noughties kind of
Well,
VHS or
not
one.
the fucking massive one, no, like one that can be used like with a computer, but it has
yeah,
the
yeah.
same look like
That's cool.
it used to.
Have you
That's
binned
very
off the Super 8 idea?
I completely forgot about the bid because I was that hungover.
Fair enough.
Um,
Yeah, Super 8 is great, but not worth the development price.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's,
Shall we
that's
move
it,
on
man.
to some music?
Oh, if you have to, yeah. There he is.
Let's do it. What have we
Is there normally a jingle at this point? Or?
No, we're just hot off the press, and we don't do jingles anymore for hot off the press.
Damn, what a waste
Sorry.
of my time.
But let's get into the music. Thank you for the music.
I want you to let's all name one song out of these 3 weeks that we are grateful for that's been released.
Okay.
Well, my answer will be Yanni's answer, so I'll choose a different answer. Yanni, do you want to give yours?
I think it's going to be different.
Oh,
Christ.
go on then.
I am going to say the Vampire Empire song by Big Thief.
Wow.
Why?
Oh. I was
Yeah.
not expecting it.
Well, I
That's
think the
incredible.
other one might be the one that you think it is. But yeah, no, I really like the song. I do think I'm liking it more than the live version that you sent over to me, Liam.
More Van.
Yeah, I think I'm
that's
growing
because
on
at
it more
first
now.
you think you said he wasn't
Yeah.
You didn't like it as much, which I understand because there's a lot more energy in the live one.
But yeah, it's really grown on me. I've added it to one of my playlists that I've really aptly called. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to say that because in case I say something that probably shouldn't. But
Go on, just whisper it.
no,
Conspicuous.
yes, yeah. So I like that song a lot. Thank you for introducing that into my life, Liam.
I mean, I did make it, so I'll accept that
Biggest
thank.
thief.
Yeah, it's a great return. I've been listening a lot more to their last album, Dragon New or Mountain I Believe in You. That's what it's called. Like, all right, off the door, some stupid name about dragons. Yeah, it's just great. It's a great comeback. It's more of that sound, and I've been listening to a lot of all their stuff in general really lately. It's very much a comfort kind of just play their Big Thief on shuffle sort of thing, and they're just great songwriters. Like Adrian Lenka. I don't know how you pronounce the first name. Her songwriting's incredible. Like the lyrics are just so good. Her voice is so good. Like guitar playing is so good. And I'd Buck Meek into that. His guitar playing so unique and innovative.
Buck Meek, what a fucking name.
Buck Meek. It's the fucking sickest name. He's seems like a cool dude. But yeah, this is a really great song. It's definitely been on a repeat.
Yeah, I struggled with it at first, but then it clicked, and yeah, I've listened to it loads over the last few days, to be honest. I listened to the first Big Thief album, upon recommendation by Liam. Really enjoyed it. I haven't gone and listened to anything else, but yeah, if the last album sounds a bit like this, then I'm sure I'll enjoy it. So I'll put that on in work tomorrow.
It's a bit of a mixed bag. There's some slightly kind of weirder sounding songs on there, but it's all good. I think it's a big long album, but it's pretty solid. And honestly, like her and his Adrian, we'll go with Adrian, and Buck's
Me and Caleb
solo.
not tried to correct you once, so
It's annoying me that I don't know how you pronounce it now. But both of their solo albums are really good as well, and they did albums together. They're a bit more acoustic, and they're just like such good melodies and like hooks and stuff are great. Just delve into Big Thief. It's there's so much.
That was my song that I was thankful for. What about you, Loam?
Lomb and Bahome. I wasn't ready for this question though, even though you did say it earlier. There's 2 songs on this playlist from someone that we've never covered before, called MJ Lenderman, who came on a playlist randomly for me the other day, from an album called Ghosts of Your Guitar Solo, with a really good album cover. You should check that out right now. And I noticed that he's released 2 new songs since we've last recorded, and the second of which is the most recent, Knockin'. Love it. Love it. It's so good. So just like Americana, great guitar solos, the vocals are great. References to Knocking on Heaven's Door, and I don't know, it's just a great sounding song, I think. And same with Rudolph as well, the other single. I'm really looking forward to whatever this album will be, if there is an album coming.
It's a very used song.
Yeah, it is.
I did quite enjoy it though. Don't know how much I'll go back to it, but we'll see with whatever project comes. My favourite track of this bunch is by Pip Blom. Who would have thunk it? Kiss Me by the Candlelight, with the lead singer from Personal Trainer, whose name I do not know right now. I believe 2023 is the year of Pip Blom. I've said this to the boys numerous times. Tiger, Is This Love, and Kiss Me by the Candlelight. 3 fantastic singles for the album that's forthcoming in October, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a week before your birthday, isn't it? Or 10 days, whatever.
Something like that.
I have pre-ordered it with liquid cash, personally signed to me, I hope. And yeah, it's just an absolute stonker.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, last week I had to stage an intervention to myself to stop playing these 3 songs on repeat. It was getting bad. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear the album.
Yeah, Crispy by Candlelight is possibly my favourite of the 3. It just gives me like early Metronomy vibes. Like with the sort of sounds of everything. The glitchy sort of synth that goes on and sort of the more, dancey side of Metronomy back in the early day.
I also got the what's it?
Oh, he's come prepared here, isn't he?
Okay, this guy.
The Dinked edition.
Dink!
I bought it on Crash, the Leeds record store, and then wanted to refund it because I found it for cheaper on Discogs, but it was opened. And then when I went back onto Crash, it said it was out of stock, and the fact that I got the last one made me just keep the one I bought from Crash. So I had like 30 quid for this. Definitely too much.
That does seem a
Um,
lot.
But it was when I was in my same 3 songs on repeat era, so I thought, I've not opened it.
Don't open it yet. Yeah.
Let me tell you about the song from me. These guys.
Again,
Um,
for 2.
from these guys over here. Yeah, it's a banger. It really is a big old slapper. The vocals between the 2 of them remind me a lot of like Sorry stuff.
It's alright, mate. Don't apologise.
I don't know why I said
Sorry,
hey,
guys.
that's not the joke.
Sorry.
That's why I'm here.
And it made me sad about their second album. Sorry, second album. Because this feels like what should have happened. However, Sorry have released a new song
They have.
called Screaming in the Rain Again. And I will say I was quite happy with this song.
Liam,
Personally.
I've had it on repeat all day. To be honest.
It's so catchy.
Really is. That the chorus is
So
fantastic.
And I really feel like that was what was missing from the second album, was those hooks that the first album was fucking full of. Chock full of hooks. And it definitely feels like the songwriting's up to first album scuff with more of the sound of the second album. And it feels like a good fit. And yeah, I think I'm pleased.
I'm pleased as well. Yanni, what do you
very,
think?
very nice. Very, very nice. More of this, please. Sorry.
Yes. We will
know
not
what song-
slag off.
Whoa, Cal, come on, I'm talking here. Do you know what song caught me by surprise
Hit me.
this week? I can't reach you from here, mate. Megan Wynn, You Don't Get It.
Yeah.
I get it.
Solid tune. The chorus
Very
is
solid.
great.
Absolutely.
And this the first song to be released
Well, no.
officially.
No. I think she's taken quite a lot off Spotify. Because I think she wanted to change up her sound. I don't know. But
Is she
I
Do you
followed her
know,
on-
Cal?
Cal,
Sorry?
has she been
What do you know?
around? Because I do recognise the name.
Yeah, I followed her on Twitter for quite a while. She supports
That'll be
Everton as well.
He'll know that from
That'll
you
be it.
following her.
That'll
No,
be it
yeah.
for my regular when I just
No.
check through Cal's Twitter followers.
No, so if you let me finish my
Fucking
point, and it feels like she's been doing stuff for quite a while. She's done gigs with artists that we like. So maybe you've just seen it on festival lineups or what have you.
Yeah. It's just a
But
pretty
the
Welsh
fact
name,
that
maybe.
she's from Anglesey,
Oh,
yeah, and an Evertonian, up the Toffees.
up Toffees.
Oh yeah.
Up the fucking Toffees.
So yeah, if this is the the first official release, then it's very good. And
Yeah.
I've listened to this a lot.
Really nice chord progression. Really just
Yeah.
sweet. It's very sweet on the ears. You know, like honey.
Sounds a bit like, and this is gonna devalue it, but it's in no way meaning to. A bit like Daisy Jones and the Six. Like the songs that they were trying to do there.
Yeah.
Couldn't,
were
s-
great, though.
couldn't possibly speak on that, mate. Only
You
watched
should've
one
watched-
episode, I think.
Should've watched it.
Watched a little bit of it. Can I talk more about honey on the ears though? And can I tell you something
Whack it
which
on.
is going to surprise both you guys to the utmost degree?
Go on.
One.
This slow dive song.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. His voice is so good, and it's just, I just want to float away. You know.
Mate, you've started to feel that shoegaze feeling.
Don't recommend me anything though. I don't want to hear it. Just drip feed like this. Just drop the odd one in and see what happens. But this has gone in the mega playlist for me.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wow.
The mega playlist. That's pretty big, bro.
it's pretty big.
I know you don't want to be drip fed them, but they're releasing a new song this week, I believe. So it might be good again. Well, I'll think it will be, but
We'll see.
you might like it. But I'm very
they-
glad you like it then.
Have they released something else recently that we've covered?
Yeah, Kisses.
Yeah.
That's a
did I,
banger.
Did I maybe say I like that as well?
I think
I
you
feel
did.
like you have been overall quite positive of this open album. So maybe you're a little
Yeah, I'm listening to it now.
shoegaze stan.
I really like his
After all.
voice. I like how his voice sounds.
Don't watch the live version of this from Glastonbury then.
I shan't.
Wow, boys.
A song that has taken me by surprise this week.
Go on.
The new Calvin Harris and Sam
Mhm.
Smith number,
Mhm.
Desire. Holy
Yeah.
hell.
Well, calm down a little bit.
Well, no.
Calm down. We're in the
Holy
house of the
hell.
Lord here.
Yeah.
On that little, the hook. How would you describe it?
The beat?
Yeah,
Is there a hook?
really high pitched.
Yeah, a little synth bit.
Oh, the R2D2.
Yeah, yeah. R2D2. Yeah,
Featuring
it's
songs
very
from
good.
R2D2.
Again, this is another one that quite often just gets reloaded straight after it finishes.
Read up.
It's a real club banger. Like I would be bouncing in that
Mm.
club. If I was watching, I mentioned this is a tangent now. I mentioned to Yanni the other day that I watched Human Traffic the other day. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Carl.
No.
About like the is it from the mid-90s? The club,
Yeah.
the club scene.
Club.
You know, cheap pills, frills, and belly aches. I don't think that's what it's called, is it? What's the Happy Mondays? Anyway, it's nothing to do with Happy Mondays. But it's the Cardiff club scene. Lots of drugs, lots of beats. And this just reminded me of it just now. And I just want to say that. That's all.
I've mentioned to
Wow.
Karis a couple of times that it reminds this and the Eddie Golding one. What's that called?
Miracle.
Miracle.
Really
forget
reminds
it. On the
me
name.
of Kevin Perry.
Yeah.
That Kevin and Perry Go Large. Just that film just reminds me of that.
Miracle
You should watch Human
It's a
Traffic,
fucking
guys.
donk.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's,
Yeah.
it's wacky.
That was more sincere than it sounded.
I'm glad. I'm
You know
glad.
what song I didn't really care for until I saw a live version of?
Go on.
Diving by BBC.
Mm.
Beat
Okay.
Holly Humberstone. I'm not really a fan of the released studio version, but he did a little acoustic one in an empty swimming pool with her. And that one, very Floors-esque. Just him and an acoustic and then she singing along for her parts. And I'd recommend watching that if you haven't.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
The studio version is perfectly pleasant. But
Oh,
it's not
Callan, that's not enough, is it?
No, well, that was going to
enough.
be my next point.
Raise your
Okay.
bar, man. Raise your bar.
No.
Raise
Well,
it.
that was my point. It's perfectly pleasant. I'm enjoying it in my ears right now, but I'm not going to go and put it on.
Yeah.
You know?
Mate, I agree. So,
Well,
I do like
um,
the new Lime Garden song, though.
Oh, that's a shame.
well, that's
No,
upsetting,
it's-
isn't it?
Oh, well, never mind then.
Couldn't disagree more.
Well, I
right.
sent something into the chat earlier. What did I send, Yanni? You replied to it.
I don't know.
That I was disappointed by something this week. Something
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Oh,
I
it was
thought.
this.
Yeah, I was disappointed by this,
Crap.
obviously, from what I just said.
Proper boring
Yeah.
derivative. Nothing like the other stonkers that have come from Lime Garden in the past. This feels very
Okay.
first song esque.
Yes. Oh, you're so scathing, but it's so true.
I whipped to the
Talking
truth.
of songs I was disappointed by, the two songs by The Kills.
Yeah.
What was the point? No energy. Shite.
I kind of like them. But I feel like it's because nothing really sounds like that nowadays, so it felt kind of fresh. But yeah, when you boil it down, they were pretty lackluster at the same time.
You know what's really weird to get this time of the year?
Piles?
I've told you not to bring that up on the pod.
Sorry.
No, A Christmas Song. And that's exactly what this
don't know
Hope
what it's all
FC fucking Call Me a Lioness song sounds like.
Yeah, it does.
It's also not good.
It's because it's Pachelbel's canon, isn't it? It's pure. It's straight up Pachelbel's canon in D
I
major
feel like you love finding songs that sound like that.
because they're so obvious. We learned about them in school once, and they're so do 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 do. And that is exactly what's going
What
on
was
in
that?
this song. That was Pachelbel's canon in D major, or whatever it is. I don't know what Keaton. And this is that, and it's got loads of features on, so many names. Should I say a few?
Go on.
I would, but I'm struggling to go to
Okay.
artists. So we've got Olivia Dean, Mel C from Spice Girls fame, Self Esteem, Ellie Rousel from Wolf Alice, Al Greenwood, drummer of Sports Team, Marika Hackman, Rachel Chinariri, Shura, Jasmine Jeffwer, Rose Gray, and Hailey. 2 eyes. I'm assuming it's pronounced like that. And some big names there in women's music and non-men's music. And yeah, fairly kind of lacking in creativity, I would say.
Yeah, so what does that say, eh?
I'd like to distance myself from that.
But good luck to
Obvious
the
joke,
Lionesses.
Yeah?
Well, not. I'm Welsh.
Quarter
I
final?
don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. I want the Matildas to win.
Who are they?
Australia.
Oh, put another shrimp on the Barbie.
Um,
Speaking of Barbie, what the fuck? We've not
Oh,
talked
fuck,
about
we
Barbie.
completely forgot about
Let's
I
forget
mean-
about the music. Fuck off the music.
oh yeah, we
Yeah,
haven't talked about
those-
films, have we? Well, should we
Yeah.
get through? Should we get off the press and come back? Oh no, let's do a sandwich.
Okay,
Um,
so Barbie,
that. Great film.
unreal.
One of the best.
One
And
of the
that's our review.
That's that, guys. Thanks for coming. No, really incredible film.
Yeah.
I've seen it's got it's like 7.6 on IMDb, and I've seen people slating it. Get a fucking grip. Grow up. Grow
Is
up.
that audience score or is that critic score?
IMDb's audience.
Oh, sorry.
It's
it's
certified
everyone, I
fresh on
guess.
Rotten Tomato. I think it's got an A on Cinescore, whatever that fucking is. Yeah, passed 1 billion, didn't it? So that's like the highest grossing solo female director for Greta. Congrats.
Well done, great.
Well deserved. I can't wait for it to be on streaming so I can watch it non-stop.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm,
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
so good. So many
Absolutely.
great moments. So
Yeah.
much fun.
The,
So much
the,
happy.
the Billie Eilish song in it.
Very good. Honestly,
Check
just a
this.
joy from beginning to end. Oppenheimer.
No. Depression.
Rough.
I mean,
rough.
I know we all knew it was long going into it, but
Oh,
I read-
It didn't
Can't
feel
grow.
long.
it did. Though.
Wear a nappy.
I know I really did need a wee wee. I read somewhere on Twitter that Cillian Murphy said there was no deleted scenes, and then someone said you could really tell after the bomb. And I agree with that. There was just I know it's all important if Christopher Nolan says it's important, but I just
Well,
could have been cut down a bit.
I mean, that is basically like the final act. In my eyes, there's 3 acts to the whole film, and that's kind of the final act. And it definitely did feel after the bomb went off. Like, I checked the time on my phone because I was like, it must be finished soon. And I was like, there's an hour and a half left. Clearly, it's not ending. Because it did feel like it was coming to a natural conclusion for that part of the story. But obviously, there was so much that hadn't been answered in terms of why he was being interviewed and all the rest of it. Which I was kind of fine not knowing. So I do get where you're coming from, but it didn't really feel long to me. It
I
didn't
just
feel
think-
long.
I think it's just because it's non-conventional that the crescendo of the film is smack bang in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I
almost
feel
like
like
the actual
marketing
crescendo.
of it. The marketing of it was you've talked enough. Was very heavily leaning upon the fact that there is this bomb going off. There's no CGI to create it and everything, and people are going in thinking there is going to be this massive bomb. That's going to be the end of the film. They were so wrong,
So wrong.
right in their face. I didn't feel like it felt long at all. The editing was very well done. Everything was so snappy. It's so weird looking back on it that it was 3 hours because it was really well paced. The only problem I do have and did have was I felt like Florence Pugh was a little bit unnecessary in the film. Maybe for the part where they're actually being interrogated and he's imagining them doing it in the room. Like that's a good visual sort of metaphor for what's going on in his head, how he would feel about everything. But anything else kind of felt like a bit forced.
Well, I mean, I
yeah,
guess it's a kind of like most filmmakers would see it as superfluous to include her in most of it because
get that word
in
in.
the grand thanks guys, in the grand scale of the story, she isn't really needed. But I suppose if you're all telling the story of Oppenheimer, she's in the story.
He's got to bang someone, hasn't he?
He's got, if we've
He
got a
was a
man in
ladies' man.
charge, which is what we need in this country, he's got to be banging someone. He's got to be banging many someones to release that alpha cum.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, I didn't like where that went.
No, the only one.
I didn't really feel like it was unnecessary.
Oh, and the bit where she gets him to read, "I am death, I am become death, destroyer of worlds," but that line is said twice.
That was very filmy. I think I said that to you, didn't I, Yanni? That was very movie-ish. Because, did he really do that? It'd be a bit weird, I think, maybe. And obviously, he famously did say it in an interview at some point in his life, and that would have been fine. But, just kind of whacking that in. But, I mean, I loved the film. I thought it was brilliant. I think,
same.
Christopher Nolan is genuinely one of the most impressive people on the planet because his films never miss, in my eyes.
No, they don't miss.
My only issue was I couldn't hear a fucking thing that's being said. Really struggled with a lot of the dialogue.
You are a subtitle boy, though, so I
I'm
feel
very
like
much a subtitle boy.
Yeah.
And I do have hearing issues. Listen, I'm not
What?
going to go
Sorry?
on about it. Sorry? No, not sorry. It's a shame. I'm not going to bang on about it, but I don't have great hearing, and I rely on subtitles too much. And he did also purposely make it hard to hear slightly, so it was very much an amalgamation of sorry, what was that? And I need to watch it again with subtitles, and I think I'll enjoy it much more.
Wow.
And obviously a very convoluted, complicated story. I got lost in a few points, but
yeah,
that's movies, eh? Music. Back to the music.
Back to the music.
Is there anything else single-wise that either of you two want to bring up?
Yeah.
The Everything B-side, which is the first, first and second, offering from the Man Alive Deluxe reissue. Luddites and Lambs. I'm not going to talk about Right on the Ward because it's pretty boring in my opinion. Luddites and Lambs. I think this pretty much slaps. It's just what you'd expect from everything in it, to be honest. Especially in the early era.
It
just
is
a bit.
everything.
Yeah. Correct. It's just a little bit wacky, a little bit all over the place, but in a tight way.
Yeah, I think it's. I really enjoy this tune. I think it's mad they said this is the first song they ever recorded, which is wild because it's just instantly everything. They kind of didn't have any growing. It was just kind of smack bang out there.
You could say that though, couldn't you? And be lying.
Well, no,
because
I would say
who
that.
would find out?
It's true about being the first song. Yeah, you bob on there. They do say everything in the song, which they said is possibly the inspiration for the band name, which is interesting again. But again, could be a lie. We are surrounded by fake news. That's why I only listen to GB News, where you get the truth firsthand. Okay. But yeah, good tune. The Lights and Lambs. That is. Can I talk about something that I think is just so? It was so difficult for me to experience.
Yeah.
And that is Roger Waters' new version of Money.
Why?
At first I was like, okay, moody, nice. It's got a nice groove to it because the song Money has a good groove to it.
It's
so
fucking slaps.
It does.
It's a fantastic song. he comes in with very kind of old Leonard Cohen sounding vocals, very smoking for 60 odd years.
Wait, what?
Smoking for 60 odd years. I don't know which part you want me to repeat. Was like great, and then you kind of remember, oh, this is quite a long song. And not much happens, and then the fucker starts talking to me. He starts talking at me. This tale of, I don't even know what he was talking about, and I hated it.
I didn't make it this far.
Need it. I wanted the sax solo, or I think it was a sax solo, or guitar solo, or something right in the middle of the song, in the original. And he's just chatting shit, and I didn't need it. I didn't need it. Otherwise, I quite like the mood. I quite like the swing to it, but unnecessary.
I didn't listen to it, thankfully.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything there, pal.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Anything else before we move on?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff I'm happy to talk about.
No, just
Did you guys listen to everything or what?
Yeah, just don't really have anything to say.
The new offering from Andrew Savage, or A Savage, of Parquet Court.
I did listen to this.
Thanksgiving Prayer. Really big fan of this one. Yeah, I'm guessing you're not, Yanni?
No.
Not at all?
No, not at all.
I really love his vocals. I really love his storytelling.
You've got to, I think. Otherwise, it's going to be a chore.
It's not that out there. I mean, if you've ever listened to Parquet Court, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but there was something different about this. I don't know. It just felt...
Maybe a bit more in the spotlight. But yeah, the storytelling I thought was great. The kind of melodies throughout, the other little bits of instrumentation coming and going. I really liked it. I really liked the whole vibe. Made me feel like I was in like a castle. I was just in a castle, basically.
Any particular
in the
castle?
rain. Just like a dark one. But I liked it. Any response? Call and response? Echo?
I gave a response when you went through it.
Yeah, I enjoyed my time with it, but at the same time, meh.
Okay. Baby Dave, your man from Slaves, or what are they called now? Soft play?
Soft
play. Look at hard.
Hard work.
Worse. And the Queen, Kate Nash, with Telephobia. I really like this song.
Yeah, I actually like this one. I forgot this was in the list, to be honest.
Really surprised that I like this as much as I did. I thought his vocals are great. Kate Nash is just a national treasure, and it reminded me a lot of like Back to Jury stuff, or like all together, like pretty much completely reminded me of Back to Jury. But that's not a negative in my eyes.
Have you listened to Baby Dave's first album?
No.
I think you'd actually quite enjoy it. It's not.
I don't really want to. If someone says to me, "Are you listening to Baby Dave?" I feel. Why is he called Baby Dave? Don't know.
He's got a song about washing machines.
Tickles my spine in a weird way. But this is a good tune. So maybe if it's like this, is it like this?
His vocal delivery is, yes. I don't know if it's as refined.
I do like the way he sounds in this, to be fair. So maybe I'll give it a go just for you, Cal.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a step up. So maybe missed the boat.
Did anyone listen to any of the last editions?
Did, but not enough to talk about them.
So I added on High Flyer by Delights, Manchester band Delights, who I've never heard of before. I really liked it. Really liked it. Again, like
I thought it was okay. It was alright.
I mean, it's not going to rock your world, if that's what you're looking for. I know you're a rocking the world kind of guy, Jan.
Every single song's got to rock my world, baby.
But I really liked sounding. It sounded very, very established and well crafted. So I was quite impressed. Another one, Yowl, who I've listened to some of their stuff fairly recently. Their last album released a song called "Idiot Daughters, Idiot Sons," with a sort of Parquet Courty sounding, do nothing.
I like the vocals on it, but the song in general just didn't really get me going.
Well, there we have it. I was a big fan. I very much enjoyed it. And lastly, there's a double A-side coming out soon of covers of Chastity Belt songs. One from Mr. Kurt Vile and the other from Courtney Barnett, which was released today. The song's called Different Now. Is that today?
Today? Yeah.
On this date on the calendar. And I really liked the sound of this. I thought the song sounded really good. I can kind of extrapolate from this and can imagine that Kurt Weill's song's going to sound really good too. And Courtney sounds great. I think she did a great job of recording this. Really good vocals from Courtney. I wouldn't say good job.
Well
I
done.
wouldn't say that her vocals aren't good usually, but they're usually a bit more kind of au
Loose?
naturel. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
trying to be nice
loose,
about
yeah.
saying they're not
Yeah.
very good. That's what you're trying to get
Yeah,
at.
I don't think they're not very good. She's got a great voice, but they're a bit
Does it?
more natural, a bit more loose, sure. And they
Sure.
sound much more refined on this, which is a nice change.
Yeah, I listened to the original. Didn't do much for me. I
Did you?
thought it was going to start off all right. Sorry, it did start off all right because I was listening to it, and then the vocals weren't as good, to be honest. I feel like it was one of those ones where if I'd have listened to that version first, I probably would have liked it more. But because it's sort of been locked in my head that Courtney Burnett sung it, that was what I liked. So that's the way of the world, I'm afraid. You won't be hearing from me again.
Silence from Yanni. And that's it from Hot the Press, is it? Is that right?
It is. You are correct.
It's been a busy one, this one. Almost an hour
Am I
in.
right in there?
Woo!
Almost an hour win.
And guys, you know where we're going now?
Yeah,
Do you?
we're getting in a boat, aren't we?
What? Why are we getting in a... Sorry, what? Why are we going in a boat?
'Cause that's what we normally do to get to the mystical land.
Of the album Spotlight.
Ding dong.
I'm listening to Untitled in the background and I've just nearly cried.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. We haven't even introduced the album yet. God damn it, Carl.
They didn't hear that.
Did you say that during the
Yeah.
tune? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh.
I can't hear it, so I'm out of loop here, guys.
We're
I'm
in
not
it.
sure what's going on. We're in it.
Out at loop.
I'm out at loop. Jacob Slater of Wonder Horse fame
Wonderful.
has released a solo debut album with the name of Pinky, I Love You.
That's me just.
It is short, 25 minutes.
It's also fantastic.
There we go.
It actually is.
Out
Do you know
we go.
what? I am the unbiased man in this review because I did not like the Wonder Horse album that much.
You
When I
bitch.
first listened to it subsequently, and I liked it a little bit more.
Oh, nice. We like growth.
Leader of the pack is still
You
a
like
bit
that?
annoying.
Oh, grow up.
Sorry. And I'm not going to lead this review because individually don't have much to say apart from
Well-
when we get to one specific song.
We just tell us what you want to tell us, Carl. We don't do it track
Yeah.
by track. Come on.
Well, I absolutely fucking loved what I've heard. It was absolutely beautiful. His voice is superb. And I'll spoil it, but Untitled.
Hmm.
Without
Definitely up
giving
there for
anything
me,
away.
Without giving anything
Listen,
away.
guys.
It's up there.
Who am I to say?
I am listening to it in the background now, and I'm honestly clenching my fists to not let emotion escape my body.
Holding back those tears. Listen, guys. I mean, I've been very much looking forward to this since Kiss and Beef was released. That song hit me like a ton of bricks from the instant I heard it. And then also knowing that One for the Pigeons was going to be on the album, which was an old B-side. Again, great tune. It did not disappoint. I will say that. It really did not disappoint. Vocals throughout. What a voice, man. This guy. What a voice. How? Tell me how. And songwriting is like next level. So good. I think the album absolutely peaks at Kiss and Beef and Untitled. And the peak is astronomical. Untitled, especially, as you've already touched on there, Carl. Oh, it hits me so hard.
Mm-hmm.
At the end when he's really going for it, it's just
Absolutely.
Yeah.
otherworldly.
The only song I think that I don't really have an emotional connection to that's made me feel the way Untitled makes me feel is End of the Affair by Ben Howard. It evokes that same emotion in me
Very
where
high praise.
I just feel very small,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you feel. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know exactly what you mean. yeah, it's something special.
I'm looking forward to seeing like a live recording of one of
Mhm.
these songs to
Definitely.
hopefully have that same like Jules Holland end of the affair moment where I'm just like, I am a worthless individual.
I mean, for me personally, to move on to what little negatives there are, I don't love
I know what
Moon
it's gonna
River.
be.
I
I know what
don't
it's
love.
gonna be.
I don't like
Yeah.
Moon River. I don't. I get that the song actually kind of fits the other songs. They do sound similar. It just takes me out of it.
Mm.
And I appreciate at least that it's short. It's only like a short version of the song. But it does take me out of it. And I would say that I wish the guitar playing was a little bit more advanced on some of the songs. I feel like you got songs like Kiss and Booth where that finger picking is something else. And then you've got some of the other songs where it's very kind of basic on the guitar front. Not saying that that's not well done and that it doesn't, it doesn't
Sounds
fit
like
the
it, mate.
song. I just would have liked to have heard more of that that skill being shown. But like otherwise, phew, boy, what an album.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really got anything to add there other than agree with everything you've just, not everything you've just said, Liam. Most of the things you've just said, yeah, Moon River as the end seems very strange, but it does work within the context
Yeah.
of the album. It could have been earlier though, and ended on maybe Entitled. Maybe that would have been the way to end it in such a climax. Because we like finishing at climax, don't we, boys?
Explosively. Yeah.
Once we're done, that is it.
Well,
So
what else was what else is there to do?
I don't even know what I'm trying to imply there, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just such a basic fact. So we're done now, explosively, and it's time to. Oh, I've got the record. Do you want me to show you the record?
Yes,
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
Is that
quick
interesting?
about it.
How can we quick about it?
I'll have an alligator soup and make it snappy.
It's right here. Here she is.
Wow.
It's just the album. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? There's the back. It shows a
Nice though,
surfboard. If I can get the lighting right here.
Surfboard.
It doesn't come with an insert of any sort. It comes with a printed inner sleeve with some pickies and some creditos on the back. He did guitar, vocals, and trumpet, and no one else did
Ooh.
anything. He did everything on it. He also co-produced all or most of it, according to notes. And this is the vinyl, which you can't tell. It's a pink. It actually matches our pink perfectly. If you watch
Wow.
this video back,
He's done that on purpose.
near perfect. So it's very tight in this inner sleeve. I will tell you that. I think I've actually ripped it trying to get the record.
Is it not got? Oh, you have. It's not got anti-static in it.
No, and it's very like I actually
Then.
can't pull it out further. I can't push it back
Jacob,
in
you
either,
silly boy.
which is a shame. It's a real shame.
It's not.
Thank
It's
you.
Jacob Slater.
So, thanks, Jacob, and thank you, Callum, for you're about to tell me the score. You're gonna give it.
Oh, God.
Is he
Oh, I
ready for
don't-
with the numbers?
I've not given it that much time, and it's got potential to be more. I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh, he's giving it a gut 8. A very healthy
Red gutter wall.
8 gut. Now, I have given it time. And I'm pretty happy to say that for me, this is a 9 out of 10. And, it is. What can I say?
Nothing more. You've
Thank you.
said everything. Guys, Carl, Liam, one of you is right. For me, it's a 9 out of 10.
Stinking.
There is
Stinking.
one tiny flaw, and that is just the placement of Moon River. So, for that very reason, Pinky, I adore you.
It's a 9 out of 10, guys. It's a fool's 9 out of 10.
We do know we have been quite generous this year with our ratings, but
I
that's
think we
because
have.
people we have. I think overall we've been pretty positive.
Pretty high.
Um,
We're happy, guys. Keep
but
on telling.
that's because people keep on releasing bloody albums, don't they?
Stop releasing them.
Stop it.
And that
We're gonna have to take longer breaks.
That takes us to not album spotlight. Are we done?
No, rank.
No, I mean we're doing with album spotlight. Spoilers,
Oh.
Carl. Jesus wept, man.
He was crying right now.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to go to rank off, aren't we?
Yeah.
Watch out. We're here.
Hello, Frank.
Well, I'm going to completely ruin this, but Jacob Slater album, joint highest ranking of the year.
Jeebs. Go on.
With
What's it joint with?
Foo
Crocker
Fighters,
Island?
probably.
Oh,
Foo
Foo
Fighters.
Oh,
The
gosh.
Silly Boys.
Yeah. I wonder if that'll stand by the end. Yeah. We're
Liam,
here to
I would
talk.
like to see a rank template, please,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
before you introduce it. You know, everyone
Sorry.
can always see it.
I'm also gonna come. I'm gonna loop back. Okay. I'm gonna loop back. We're gonna do the gong again.
Okay.
Sorry for everyone that's currently on. This is Friday. We're here ranking.
Ranking hard.
We are going to rank Arctic Monkeys again. Again. There's only so many times we can
Another
do
one.
this.
Wow.
DJ Khaled said it best when he said, "Bring out the whole ocean."
When he said TJ Khaled.
We're gonna do the Humbug,
Yeah, go on, lad.
the
Go on.
B-side from Humbug era. Those are the singles of Crying Lightning, Cornerstone, My Propeller. Is that the right order, guys? Is that the right order?
It is.
It is
If
the
you
right
say
order.
so, boss, I'll believe
That's
you.
boss that. So, first up is from Crying Lightning, Red Right Hand. Now this is a cover, isn't it, Callum? Tell us more.
It is. It's a cover of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
They're
All
so
those
naughty.
uh,
So naughty.
smack
naughty.
on the wrist. For all those uneducated folks amongst us, that is the Peaky Blinders song. So make of that what you will.
Go to school.
Callum's happy to be here.
I am. I like Nick Cave and those Bad Seeds.
We've seen him, yeah. haven't we? We've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
him live in Premier.
Yeah, we saw the full set.
Really
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
beginning to end.
Really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
That's really nice.
Carl,
When
you'd
I
have
had,
loved it.
well, me and Yanni had tickets to see him, and they cancelled because of COVID. Lovely.
They fought through COVID to see us.
Now, I don't really like the Nick Cave version of Red Right Hand. It's just a bit boring.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's because I've known this song for a long time, but the Arctic Monkeys version for a long time.
You started school
which is
together,
just-
didn't
Sorry?
you? You started in school together.
Primary school.
Primary school.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was. I'm
Yeah,
glad
that-
Yanni got that because
That was a reach.
a little bit. Because this version of the song is infinitely more interesting.
Yes.
It's so different, so heavy. The what was it called? Intermission version. One of the cats is going bonkers, so I'm going to finish my point and let him in. You know the web intermission video that they did.
Yes.
That version is even faster. Fantastic. But I don't know how high I can put it.
Okay.
Because it
do you want-
slaps, but is it a slapper?
You let the cat in. Me and Liam will do a bit of
Go and let your
chat.
cat in, Carl.
Let the cat in.
Get the cat in. We'll confer.
Who let the cat in?
Go on then.
Cal.
Yeah,
Cal.
Carl's let the cat's in.
Meow.
Yanni, tell me more.
Tell you more. I mean,
Or
he's not
cats.
wrong, is he? It's a better version than the Nick
I
Cave
don't
one.
know. Oh, the Nick Cave one. I don't know what you're talking about the intermission thing. I don't really
Forget
understand that lingo.
about it.
I've
Don't
never
worry
heard those
about it.
words. Yeah, it is better than the Nick Cave version. Nick Cave sucks ass. Oh, hi, Cal.
Hello, Kitty.
Kitty cat. Which one's this, Cal?
This one's Trixie.
Trixie Metal.
Being
Yeah,
will not make
So
it.
I'm gonna give a rating then.
Okay.
Because we're taking too long with this. It is, in my opinion, a
Okay.
potentially B.
I think I'm happy with it.
I'm B, potentially A.
I'd be between B and A, but I think because of how strong the other ones are, I think this could be a B.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's pulling it down is that they're just so immense what we've got to come.
Yeah, and I also don't really love this song. And I think that's just a limitation to the song itself. I think they do a great job of it. But it could have done better. So next up from the same EP we have I Haven't Got My Strange. Have you got your
Not
Strange?
on me. Not on me.
I haven't got my Strange.
Jumped the gun there, didn't I?
You did a
You
little
did.
bit there, mate. You did. Now this is a weird one.
It is. Oh, for you?
No, it's a weird song.
Oh, yeah, no, it is a weird song.
Thanks.
Great though. Great lyrics. Love dropped in through the lining. Was that one of the lines in the
Yeah,
song?
and a hole in the pocket of my favourite coat, and
Yeah.
the love dropped into the lining.
Great. I mean,
Very good.
we're
Even
not
better
even
when
at,
you read
we're
the
not
full
even
lyric.
at, yeah, it's not even begun to peak with lyrical content on these B-sides yet.
No, we haven't.
But that's a strong start. I like how to the point this song is, to be honest.
Hey, cat.
Um,
Hey, kitty.
Hello Kitty,
Kitty cat.
1.5 minutes, and I prefer this to Red Right Hand.
Absolutely.
Probably
No,
just
no
because it
doubt.
is just so easy to whack on, have a great time, see you later, on to the next slapper. I'm gonna say it's an A and spend no more time talking about it.
I think I agree.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's perfectly
Sound.
perfectly reasonable. We're now on to the next single
Boys.
EP,
Oh, boys.
and it's Cornerstone, which I always forget was a single. It always feels weird to me that for some reason.
I love the artwork for this EP.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
fantastic,
Oh,
fantastic. The first B-side is Catapult. Bass line and the song. God, there's a point in my life where I could play pretty much every Arctic Monkey song on bass. And sometimes when listening along, my fingers start to move in a way that I don't recognise anymore, which is sad to me. But this one, that bass line will live in me forever. I don't know how to play it though.
Okay.
But the feeling is
Positive.
there.
Yeah.
And I remember playing it, and it's a stretch. I think I actually do kind of remember how to play it. But it's great. The movement on that is just fantastic. The way everything else fits around it is so good. Lyrics, come on. If his whisper splits the mist, just think of what he's capable of with his kiss.
Yes.
Gosh, boy.
Yes.
I do genuinely believe this
Rhyming
is,
jaw and inferior.
Yes,
Yeah. This is top 5 Turner lyrics for me. This song,
I think that's fair.
it's so good. It's got to be on it. It's just got to be. Don't think we need to say it. It's just got to be.
It's a
And-
slapper.
And like the chorus is so good as well. I mean,
It's such a snap in it into the chorus and the sort of way that it's being sung by him. It's just
and you would queue up to listen to him pissing. What a great line. That's all you need. I mean, there's so much goodness in this song. It's incredible. It's a slapper. Yeah, fair.
This song introduced me to the word nape.
I know.
Next one is is Sketchhead. He's coming to your party.
He's walking to drive.
Swinging all his keys around.
Sketchhead.
I see you with the top off.
He already knows your
Anyway, we're
boyfriend.
not gonna.
Return your introduction.
Again, a nice, short, sweet, to the point, great. Helders is on fire.
Yeah,
My
flying.
God, someone put him out. The poor man. And that's it. Thanks for
Yeah, the
listening.
Agile Beast was truly nimble back in day. I think I loved this when I was little, and I love it now, but just not as much as I did, because I think I appreciate the ones like Catapult more now for the actual intricacies of the song rather than it just being fast and a banger, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not negating how good Sketchhead is, but it's just not as good as some of the others. And I don't really put it on that much anymore, but because it's so short, I wouldn't skip it. So that has given no insight to where I'm going to rank this.
Really great.
Because I don't know.
Oh, brilliant.
I would say like it slaps.
Yeah.
I think that's a very easy comment for me to make. Now, is it a slapper?
This is exactly my point.
It's one of
about-
them in it. It
yeah.
slaps, but I think it's an A.
I think we've got to pace ourselves here.
I'm not offended by saying it's an A, and I think that's a good good place to put it.
I agree.
I
agree
don't
with that.
doubt it.
Now,
Frightline, sorry Liam, Frightline Dining Room. Go on, take it away.
Frightline
Okay.
Dining Room. On a certain day, possibly my favourite Arctic Monkeys song.
Wow. Okay, that is a shock.
Honestly,
And-
Liam,
Fucking hell. The
I
fuck?
think I'm right there with you.
At a
mate.
point in my life, and I think it's not so often I think of it now, but the reason I'm saying that is because at a point in my life, it was 100% my favourite Arctic Monkeys song. So it retains a very high spot. I just love the song. Absolutely love it. I think it's a perfect encapsulation of everything Arctic Monkeys are great at.
I completely agree. It just feels so pulsating and just
Yeah, production on it is
it
next
just-
level.
It genuinely feels like you are just like chugging forward, like with just pure momentum. It does slap. There's no point debating it. It's going in there, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
it's
it is
kind of
well.
like everything you want from Humbug, the Humbug era and what they were going for and the sound and the bass and all the rest of it. And then it's got that suck it and see guitar jangle.
Yeah.
And it's it just tickles me in a way. Lyrics incredible. Wow, yeah, just something else. The kind of storytelling, the
Imagery.
world build imagery. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I was looking for. Is something else. And it's something else. And now we're on to something else, and that's joining the dots. We're now on My Propeller.
This is my favourite EP.
Joining the dots. Oh, I was going to say.
I think
your horses.
full EP. I agree with you.
Thank you.
Wow, that's wild. I'm sorry.
Crazy,
Go on,
bro.
Come on, Carl, argue.
Well, Cornerstone.
No.
Are you going to say
Well, we'll get
now
on to that.
concerned about
Yeah,
what's
I'm
going to happen?
No, right.
Right.
We'll get there, won't we?
Yeah.
I mean, this is slapper.
It's magical, this song.
I
Lyrics
thought this
great.
was one someone didn't like,
Nope.
but one of us wasn't keen on this.
You, maybe?
No, I like it.
Maybe it was me, and I've changed my mind on the day of recording, which is today. But no, slapper, great, quite simple.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just
Very effective.
in an Arctic Monkeys way where it doesn't feel simple.
Mm-hmm. There's the same radio show that Alex performed Only You Know on. He performs Joining the Dots, and it's such a fantastic acoustic performance. Because it is pretty much just the song. It is like it is so obviously the guitar is so important in it. Is what I'm trying to say. Which the rhythm guitar, which doesn't feel natural for Arctic Monkeys in this era. I don't know why, because it's quite laid back, but it really shines through. It is a great song. I think out of these, I think this was probably my favorite when I was younger.
Okay.
Wouldn't say it was my favorite now, but I still absolutely love it.
I love the outro. Lyrically, these people make me cough. Can't the flame come up to the moth for a change?
Yep.
And then blah blah blah, whatever he says.
All the rest of it.
All the rest. What a
It's got
great
a,
run of lyrics on the outro.
Sorry, Yanni.
It's not sorry.
Oh, is that Monkeys? It's got a. This is going to sound immediately negative, but I actually mean it positively. It sounds like it's got a Miles Kane influence. I don't know if he was involved around this time or not, but it's got a Miles Kane feel to it, and that's not negative. It's just a observation.
Yeah, some of the lead sounds a bit because it's quite wobbly in it.
Yeah,
my
I think
effect, or
generally
wobbly.
just the whole song, the whole kind of every part of it, really, every single element,
when was,
every single element.
Yeah. Anyway,
Where are we putting it? Slapper?
slapper. Yeah.
That was easy,
Obviously.
wasn't
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay, boys.
it?
The afternoon's hat. This is my.
I agree with what you're saying.
This is my.
You're not able to say it, and I agree with you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's it.
That is that.
Got him?
Well, that was a whirlwind. It
Everyone
is
understands.
absolutely fantastic, but I don't hold it in the same regard as I think you two do. I absolutely love it, but I don't think I'd put it in Slapper. Just why I don't put it on.
Then what are we
Really.
doing here then? What are we doing here?
We can kick him now, can't we? No one will notice.
Let me
Just
put it
kick
on. I'll
I'll
put it
just
on.
cover his image.
Okay.
It's so good. It is so good.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
not denying
It's,
that.
I mean, I think I've said this 10 times while I've been doing these Arc the Monkeys rankings. We're not even on album tracks yet, but this is definitely top 3.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yep.
Of the day. Which I say happens a lot, but like, it's such a good song.
This is one of my favorite choruses of any song ever.
Mm.
I mean, his vocals in this are standout. It's so different to what he'd normally do. I love how, again, simple it actually is. Like, it's 3 chords, I believe, the whole song. And all it does is just change how 2 of them are played, like in the order for the switch between the chorus and the verse. That's literally it. But I love the sound, everything. Production's great, and I just really don't like you as a person for saying it's not a slapper.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I'm listening to it now, and I think it is a slapper, but it's just not one of my faves.
We're not asking for that, so. Slapper is. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Now the last one. It's been a nice, comfortable ride here. Everyone's very calm,
Not agitated.
not heated. And last but not least, we have Don't Forget Whose Legs You're On. Now, I'm going to come out here and say the same thing again.
Okay.
Top 3. So you already know from just this rank, there's probably 4 songs here that are in my top 3. If you want to check back through the previous ranks. But it is. I genuinely really love this song as well. This is just my era. It's worth saying that this was the time when it was. This was the point of the music that I was very much heavily invested in, and it feels so nostalgic to me. But also, having not listened to it for so long, it just is genuinely fucking brilliant, and like every aspect of this song is incredible.
You're spot on,
Danny?
mate. Okay. Top 3 lyrics
Oh yeah.
that he's done. So full of metaphor. Well, and simile, I suppose, his like. So, the story is great, but obtuse enough that we all struggle to realize what it was about until very recently. The little guitar parts that come in now and then, great. Everything's sort of laid back, subtle. Doesn't feel like everything's right there. Just pieces together nicely when it needs to. It's a very, very well thought out song. It feels like, even though it might have just been something they came up very quickly with. But just yeah.
There's so many moments that like are like that where, like you say, Yanni, it's very simple, but it feels like it's so well thought out. Like the way he comes back in with "I had question to the tap dancer," like that part feels so good. And then like when he mentions "She Had a Rock on a Throttle," the way he sings that is like just stunning. And then the whole outro where there's the additional vocals.
Yeah.
But like the rest of the song's just the same for pretty much like the whole thing. Nothing really changes up. Yeah, just alien-like.
Now.
Oh, Colin, fuck's sake.
No, I just didn't really care for it when I was younger. So I'm coming into this without the nostalgia.
Are you young now?
That you have. Well, can you not clearly tell that there's a positive outcome to my sentence?
Who knows?
I absolutely love it, but still, I wouldn't tend to put it on. But when it does come on, it is one of the loveliest surprises. And I'm fully aware that I'm in the wrong here for not loving it. But I don't know. There's something that just doesn't make me want to put it on. But then when it does come on, I'm like, oh yeah, that's brilliant. But I've just never then thought, it's never clicked with me enough to willingly put it on more frequently. But it is fantastic, and I happily will admit that.
Slapper.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it in Slapper personally. I'll put it in A,
Well,
but I'll accept it.
Well, I'm glad you'll accept it because that's what's going to happen. It's Slapper. So
Lovely
from
democracy.
the from the stats here, these are officials documents. My Propeller is the best best EP.
It is.
Now, if you include the singles, is that still the same?
No. Cornerstone.
I do see the argument for that. I definitely prefer Cornerstone to My Propeller.
I'd probably put. What? Where would I put My Propeller?
Or like if you were to have them as full projects, I do feel like My Propeller brings it down a little bit. No, I mean I love those three enough that I don't think it really would, but
I don't care.
great. And that's that for the rank. Right.
And for the episode.
After the episode.
Yeah.
We'll be back at some point with the Suck It and See and Beyond era. The late era. Because they stopped really releasing B-sides, which is a shame. But is it? They obviously didn't have anything good to say. So all the music industry changed enough that it wasn't worth releasing them. So maybe we'll do that next time. Maybe we won't. Maybe next time we'll just, piss in the wind and shoot the trees.
Yeah.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Good night. Goodbye.